Two teams languishing at the bottom of the South Division standings, one trying to follow up on his recent win, the other still in search of the elusive first win, will battle against each other as we continue the live coverage of the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL. Our 6-game offering today features the under 14, 16, and 18 teams of Bauan against Davao, and this afternoon the teams of Valenzuela going head-to-head against Mandaluyong. Our game at hand right now is between the Bauan 14U against the Davao Red Caps for the 14 and under division. Good morning, friends. Nico Roch here with Noy Africa to my left and Andy Veloso later for our court side. And Noy, what can we expect here from the 14 under division for our first game between Bauan and Davao Red Caps?
Well, actually, despite both of these teams already have played here, this is my first time to be covering both teams, so I'm very excited to see how these two teams play. I mean, it's different when you watch them online, but of course, being able to see them live playing is something that I'm looking forward to.
Now, we're going to first talk about Bauan on the light side, and they will be backstopped by key guys such as Zaccheo Dalaten and actually the main guy that we want to focus on is Zaccheo Chris Dalaten.
Yeah, that's right. Zaccheo Chris Delate, number 23 for Bauan 14U. Leads the team in scoring, leads the team in rebounds, 15.7 points per game, 13.3 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game. Also leads the team in blocks with 2 per game and 3 steals per game. So definitely across the board, you expect this kid to be contributing greatly for the 14U squad.
Now, Bauan 14U is currently 1-2, looking for that elusive second win and make their record 500.
Well, yeah, they are coming off a victory against Cavite City last July 29. And in that game, they were able to limit Cavite to just 25% from the field. So definitely this team can play defense, and they do have some height here. In that game, they out-muscled Cavite City in the rebounding department, 68-42. Interestingly though, despite committing 36 turnovers and giving up 29 points of turnovers, luckily for them, they were still able to pull off that win against Cavite.
Well, let's now move on to the dark side, the side of Davao. Davao Red Caps will be headlined by Ashley Sarmiento.
Ashley Sarmiento leads the team in scoring at 9.5 points per game, 3 rebounds per game, a block, and 2.5 steals per game. And I think para dito sa Davao, they're still looking for the right combination of players. They've been having a very difficult time so far in our tournament.
They're currently 0-2, so the search for the first win could come today, providing that what should they do in order to get that one?
Well, in that loss to San Pedro, they were really having a hard time from the field, only 34%. And something that has been regular for the teams here, free throw shooting, only 33%, 11 out of 33. That's 22 missed points. And then they got out-muscled in the boards, 58-29. They committed 30 turnovers, which translated into 47 points of turnovers. And the lack of height for them, they surrendered 90 points in the paint and gave up too many second chance points, 30 in that game.
Now that we know the situation of both teams between Bauan and Davao, let me turn you over to Andy Veloso, the third member of our panel for her report.
Thank you, Nico and Coach Noy. At syempre, magandang umaga po sa ating mga kaliga na nakatutok ngayong Wednesday morning. Handa nang itaas ng 14 under players ng Bauan at Davao ang kanilang team standings dito sa Junior MPBL. Sabi nga ni Head Coach Lance Inco ng Bauan, the team is really starting to enjoy the game. Kaya naman, inaasahan niya na magtutuloy-tuloy na ang magandang performance ng mga ito kada laro, including this game today. Sa kabilang panig naman, sabi ni Assistant Coach JJ Mendez ng Davao, their mentality for today's game is to play hard and play smart. Alam ko, excited na kayo mga kaliga for our first game today, kaya naman I will now turn this over to our venue announcer.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, Junior, MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior,
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL inaugural season. Now it's time for your Bauan 14U 14 under and Davao City RA Elite 14 under. Introducing first, the starting five of Bauan 14U 14 under. His playing guard number 44, John Ray Sorongon. His guard number 2, Bian Karimid. Playing forward number 28, Sag Dalatin. Playing forward number 5, Jeremiah Antolin. At center number 4, Andres Angeles. The head coach of Bauan 14U 14 under, Coach Lan Inco. And now, let's meet the starting five of Davao City RA Elite 14 under. His playing point guard, number 6, Christian Salas. His shooting guard, number 5, Ashley Sarmiento. Playing forward, number 17, Simon Salvacion. Playing power forward, number 22, Daron Salazar. At center, number 18, Lance Gontinos. The head coach of Davao City RA Elite 14 under, Coach Ricky Alcantara. Games official, crew chief, Nino Perez, Karinan Dionisio, and Mark Lloyd Pardico. This is the Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Alright, so this is the Bauan 14U against Davao Red Cubs 14 and under. Good morning once again, Igor Roch here, Noy Africa. And if you noticed, guys, we started at 9 a.m. and that is by design. This is the adjusted schedule, at least for today. And that's why you should always make sure that you're subscribed or following us on Facebook and YouTube. And if you're on cable, Channel 98 on Signal. Turnover there for Davao. Here comes Bauan, and there you go. So Bauan finally got their first win last time. They're currently 1-2, while for the Davao Red Cubs, they're still searching for that first victory after suffering defeats in their first 2. But you know, when you encounter a setback like that, usually teams bounce, but will eventually bounce back and be able to adjust to the physicality of the Junior MPBL.
Well, definitely for the new teams here, really a baptism of fire so far for Davao. They really had a hard time in their first 2 games, lost quite big. So let's see if they've learned a lot so far. And for Coach Ricky Alcantara, definitely a part of the learning process, not only for the kids but also for the coaches here of the Davao Red Cubs.
And definitely, this is the best play to have that kind of learning experience. Like Junior MPBL, you do it at the start of the season, and eventually this team could surprise us in the future games. Just to talk about Bauan here, they limited Cavite to just 25% from the field last time, which is an indicator as well that defense is their calling card right now. And they were backstopped by Chris Dalatin, who played in his first game after missing the first 2, finally getting that first victory. And now that there's a clear-cut star that they can rely upon, it's good for the identity of the team.
Well, definitely just the insertion of Zach Dalatin for Bauan 14U. Really, I think just brought the level of the team a notch. I'm sorry, it wasn't. Sorry, I was talking about Zach Dalatin, who is on the floor right now. We were actually talking about Chris Dalatin. I'm a little confused here because this is number 28, Dalatin, on the floor.
Oh yeah, I mentioned, but yeah, Zacchaeus Chris din kasi ito eh. So, a bit confusing, but still, when you think about the Latin, you know that it's gonna be a clear-cut performer para sa Bauan 14U. Great stop para sa ating Bauan Cafe. The Latin, sidestep. Oop. Kinulang sa English, a scramble for the ball. And here comes Davao. They're on the run, and I think, okay, blocking foul. He was close to being called for traveling. 4-2 is our score right now with 6 minutes and 43 remaining on the clock.
Okay, let's make that clear. Number 28 is Zach the Latin.
There you go.
Number 23 is, actually they're both Chris, but Zach the Latin is number 28.
That actually a bit confused us for a second. Good thing we have our reliable box score in front of us. But yeah, a while ago I was mentioning Zaccheo the Latin, number 23. The one on the floor, number 28, is Chris the Latin. There you go. Anyway, 4-2 as a score. Once more para sa Bauan is 6-2. Angeles. You can see Bauan's defense on full display here. Kaya nahirapan makascore sa kanilang Cavite, which is no joke. 25% lang from the field. Attempted 94 shots, only made 24 of those.
But that's a really large volume of shots. But being able to hold a team at 25% is definitely a testament of defense, as the Davao Red Cubs are breaking the pressure that time. More often than not for the teams here in the junior MPBL, it's one of the more important things that each coach should have is that effective press break, because all teams pretty much pressure very high here in the junior MPBL. So usually that's really 50% of the job for most of the teams here, being able to cross the half-court line and being able to set up their offense.
And it's something that Bauan will certainly adjust to, especially if the Davao Red Cubs are able to keep this a close game.
Good trap here.
Sideline trap to si Carmona. Great job for Davao City.
And that's really the one spot, one of the few spots on the floor that you do not want to get trapped. You're gonna have two defenders, and then you have the sideline and the half-court line.
Usually, di ba, Noy, you tell your players pag nasa baseline ka, do not pick up your dribbles. My best thing to do is to keep it alive, or maybe find a teammate who's gonna help you out.
Yeah, usually there should be a safety valve in the middle if you try to break a press using the sideline. Some coaches would rather that you go through the middle where you don't have the sidelines in play.
And one, and that's a power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness part of the junior MPBL. And this is a great start for the Davao City Red Cubs. They didn't have this kind of scenario in their first two games, and I'm glad it's finally showing up here. Piece by piece, everything's starting to connect for them.
So we have Darvin De La Cruz scoring there. A power move, as you said.
Now the line is De La Cruz. Not sure what they're trying to clarify here. Is he asked to be subbed out? Or is there a clarification with the official? The family?
Oh, that's
Mr. De Latin?
Captain De Latin. Actually plays for the Philippine Navy.
Yes.
And very skilled and heady point guard. Does everything on the court, much like itong si Zach.
Gusto ko yung charisma niya sa camera. Alam mo yung natural smile, tapos hi agad eh. But most people will be hiding. Siya hindi. Sanay na sa camera.
I'm pretty sure he's used to the limelight because of the other leagues we've covered. Ang daming beses nga nag-best player and always ready to yung pagbati niya. You know,
Alam niya na. May script na.
Yeah, may script na. Walang listahan yan ah. And we see on your screens, J.R. Reyes. needs no further introduction, and his son is playing for Bauan 1. Cafe Uno, I'm sorry.
Si J.R. Reyes actually joked with him a few days back nung nakita kami ulit after a long while. Sabi ko, oh, hindi ka na long hair. He had the long hair that he sported during the pandemic, decided to cut it. And, when yung effect ng short hair, parang mas bumabata pa by 20 years. Kasi yung kasama ko, 20 years old lang to eh. Napagkamalan ko 20 lang eh.
Bakit ba natin pinapansin yung buhok ko eh? Ang ganda ng action on the floor.
Another power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. And there is a guy on the floor right now. And I'm not sure how that collision occurred, but let's take a look. Oh, he was already down here.
I don't think it was a
Collision.
3-point play there. I think they just had to stop action because
okay.
of someone on the floor. We're trying to check.
Ankle ba? Kasi ano eh. Okay, let's look at the replay here. Is it the landing?
Oh, yeah, it's a landing.
Yeah, sa landing nga.
That is number 1 for Davao Red Cubs.
Yeah. And you
That's
saw how
Vasquez.
the foot tweaked. And a good thing for them, this age, it actually heals fast.
Yeah, most definitely. But
most
no,
definitely.
you wouldn't be surprised if he eventually returns to the ball game. And usually, ang safe guess natin is that they return within the, by the next half, he should be back and ready. But we'll see.
And replay resumes. And actually, Davao, they're up 7-6. With the run still continuing. Salvacion missing that one. And that is 1 white shirt against 3 red shirts. Grabe yung paglaban talaga ng Bauan Cafe Uno when it comes to the rebounding department. Speaking of the rebounding department, when they went up against Cavite City, another thing that I noticed here that is really glaring is the rebounding advantage. 68 rebounds to just 42 of Cavite. Angeles gets blocked at the top. One more try. Parang pinayungan siya doon ng Davao. And it worked, that strategy. And it should go back to the red shirts.
Well, going back to Davao, their head coach, Ricky Alcantara, actually some of the players, if not most of the players for Davao, actually come from his own basketball program, the RA Elite. So actually this is itong Junior MPBL, not only a showcase of players, the LGU that they represent, not only the coaches, but the basketball clubs that have, just proliferated, especially after the pandemic.
And finally, at least we get to have youth basketball back. Sila yung pinaka-affected, di ba? They were gone for a long time. Nakabalik na yung college, the NCAA and UAP. The juniors were at a halt. Up until this year lang ba? This year lang bumalik, di ba? Or was it last year? Last year late?
Yeah, just this year.
Just this year.
Just
Tagal.
this year. But we're expecting everything to be back to normal this coming school year. And actually, it's surprising that you have still very good players at the youth level, especially since they missed easily a year and a half of development.
I agree. They did. 7-all is our score right now, with Davao City keeping it close against the 1-2 Bauan Cafe Uno. Let's give this first to Andy Veloso for a report. Andy, go ahead.
Bauan is trying to bring their A game this first quarter. As per head coach Lance Inco of Bauan, the team is starting to enjoy the game, hindi tulad ng mga una nilang laro na puno ng pressure at kaba. He also said that the team should be consistent on their good momentum from their last game against Cavite City kahit kulang ang players nila today na sina Villaruz, Mindanao at ang Paruganan Twins. Pero dagdag naman ni coach, isa sa strength ng team ay most of his players are already playing for Lasal Zopel such as Angeles, Zorongan, Kirimit at ang magpinsan na sina Zaccheo Dalaten at Chris Dalaten. Dagdag pa rito ang homegrown and the son of Bauan Batangas Mayor, Oyo Dolor, and of course, the 14-year-old with a 6'6 height na si Tyler Reyes, the son of former PBA player J.R. Reyes. Nico and Coach Noy, there are a lot of players to look out for in Bauan's 1400 division. But is this enough to get their second win today?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for that, Andy. And what you said is like a pre-game scouting report. That's how it sounded.
Parang
like
talo niya pa yung scout, yung pre-game natin, no?
taking our jobs there, right, Andy? But kidding aside, even though that they're missing some of the players, just like what was mentioned a while ago, there's a good chance that they're able to get that second win, considering that the Latin cousins are here to backstop them. Because that was what was missing in their first two games where they lost. Tawagan pa dito na traveling in Davao City. And that's the effect of having a guy like Tyler Reyes on the floor.
He's what, 6'6"?
6'6". And still growing.
6'6" for now. I wonder in a year or two. But of course, his father does have that height. He does have the genes to have this height, and it's really just a matter of development here for Tyler.
Yes, for sure. And si Tyler, napansin mo, mahaba rin yung wingspan. A really long kid, not just having the height. So let's see how he changes things for Bauan. Reyes getting blocked. What was this? A great stop for Davao. They anticipated that shot. That is Continas. Well-read block on Tyler. Once more, Davao is keeping it close. That was a wild pass. They tried to get it, and it's already called for out of bounds. It should go back to the white shirts after that scenario.
A bit of miscommunication there. The pass was supposed to be for Gontinas. As you could see, Sales was even trying to chase down the ball that time, but wala na, naubusan na ng space.
And once more, this Davao City Red Cubs playing like a different team right now. We didn't see this in their first two games, and I'm not sure what they talked about, but whatever it is, it's working. A floater. Reyes was right there to receive the
Gonna be
ball.
called for a push. And that's something that he will develop eventually. You know, you don't have to be pushing, especially with that height. You see pushing Gontinas, who had the inside position already. And eventually, you learn yung gulang the art of actually pushing, as opposed to just blatantly pushing everyone around and
With the referee
the
beside
referee
you.
is just beside you.
And also the awareness of committing those fouls, of when to, kung kailan ka pwede maging magulang sa hindi. Because penalty na dito ang Bauan Cafe owner.
Then you don't have to be grabbing all the rebounds, just the ones na dapat para sa'yo. Parang ganun. So, that time he was out of position, electing to push in front of the referee. It's just a matter of maturity.
The Latin to Reyes. Mid-range shot, he has that, but this time it's short. Rebounded. Once more by Zaccheo. The Latin and Reyes trying to get those boards. They know that they have the height and the heft over Davao, but Davao finally getting it out of the shaded area. They find a teammate inside the paint, but well read by the Latin. The sidestep, no good. A scramble for the ball. One more chance to score. Will this be an end one? And yes, it is. A power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
So Chris James the Latin is the one scoring on that power move, three-point play. Opportunity here for Chris de Latin. I think the number 28 is Zach Dalatin if listening to our venue announcer here. What's the call? It's going to be
Holding
an offensive foul. Is it? Yeah, it's an offensive foul.
And you think that's what's killing them right now from getting a run? Is it the fouls that's stopping their momentum? Because they're getting the boards, they're getting the stops they need. But the flow of the offense doesn't seem natural at the moment. Ooh.
That's going to be a foul on,
It's on
is it
Tyler.
Reyes? Tyler.
I think late closeout siya eh. It's number 2. Short stint for him here in the first quarter. And I'm sure his coaches will talk to him regarding his spots on defense and knowing and what to do on the court in certain situations. But with that, the free throws for Davao, and now they have the lead, 11-10.
So with 13 seconds remaining, Davao with a 2-point lead, and they still have a foul to give here.
Well, the pass was too strong, but good thing it was recovered. And Bauan 14U, it looks like they're forcing things. But then again, we are in the dying seconds of the first quarter, and with that, the Davao City Red Caps are leading 12-10 against Bauan 14U. Let's take a look here. The Atlantis 88 moved the game, and that is by
That was a 3-point play.
Chris Dalaten. Making that shot with the defender over him. 2 defenders even marking him. But still, they're down 12-10 against the Davao Red Caps. See you guys in the second quarter.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo?
Keith Picasso. Kita natin dito on your screens right now.
Coach Irvin, always busy at work here in the morning, and of course the fans of Nico Rocha also busy in the stands.
Kala ko ba ikaw lang fan ko?
Pero kailangan ko talaga na maraming fans dahil napakainit ng action dito sa loob.
Actually, yan. Request for more fans, direct. We need 2 more. Anyway, Di Mayuga for 3. Bauan 14U currently down. But no, not anymore, says Zach Dalaten, who made that shot. Again, power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. And if you want to have the strength and conditioning and athleticism that you see on your floor, just like this instant replay right here, might as well give Pound for Pound Fitness a try. They will be there to guide you with your fitness journey, and affordable rates for all. And also, can be found nationwide.
Right into the Dalaten family, apologies for us taking some time to sort that out, who Chris and Zach is.
Rest assured, alam namin they're both really talented players. Kami nalilito. It's the same talent level.
As we see a 3-pointer here coming from Ashley Sarmiento, who we were talking about in the pregame.
Sarmiento is on the board with that 3-pointer. Overshot, that is Bauan 14U. Noy, gusto ko tabalikan. No? Sa first quarter, we know that, pregame, alam natin na Bauan has the edge over Davao in terms of on paper. But what happened in the first quarter? Why does Davao have the lead entering the second quarter?
Well, so far they've been able to somehow, negate that pressure defense that I think is one of their major issues in their first 2 games. Just too many turnovers, and right now I think with the amount of being able to be exposed already to the level of play here in the Junior MPBL, they've realized that they really need to step it up, especially in that department of taking care of the basketball. And I think really just being able to keep possession has allowed them to stay close with Bauan Uno. Bauan Cafe Uno, sorry, I keep messing the name up.
That's okay. Ako rin nung first game ko with them, na iikot ko yung Uno Cafe, Cafe Uno. Double teamed and it's going back. Oh wait, ano bang? Okay, babalik sa Davao after that. They were fighting for the ball, and I think there's a warning called on the Bauan Cafe Uno coaches for his well.
And if I'm not mistaken, number 22 for Bauan Cafe Uno is the son of the mayor of Bauan.
Ah yes, as mentioned by Andy a while ago.
That's RG Dolor.
Actually, RG Dolores is he their team captain? No, it's actually Kirime, who's the BN Kirime, the captain for Bauan Cafe Uno. But at 3, here they come once more. What I noticed here from Davao in their last game, they are able to get the stops that they want. And once more, they now have the 5-point lead over the Bauan Cafe Uno.
And that basket coming from Simon Salvacion. And it just, the decibel levels here have just really gone up.
Yung gusto ko sa Davao Red Caps, yung support nila buong section, rinig na rinig mo talaga. Especially pa naghihiyawan at pag nakaka-basket. Spin move. Almost went in. The mess is corralled by the white shirts. The Latin driving and an end one power move brought to you by Power Fitness, official fitness partner of the junior MPBL. That is Zach, the Latin.
And you like the expression of the face of the Latin after the basket. The expression niya, wala.
Wala. Parang
expressionless. You can see here, powering his way inside.
Di ba ganyan ka, Noy, pag naka 4-point play?
Ay, hindi. Magyayabang ako. Rarely happens, so might as well celebrate it. But Zach the Latin, acting like he's done it before, and I'm pretty sure he has.
And the Latin ties the game for Bauan Cafe Uno. Now the Davao City Red Caps trying to see what kind of offense they can formulate here. The drive, the push off, no good. Here they come once more. They were able to get that. Some sort of zone defense being played here by Bauan. They get the stop, the block. Once more, Zach the Latin trying to feed his teammates, but not at that occasion right now.
Will Chris that time telling him to go all the way, because he actually had the lane there.
20 all, 6 minutes and 4. Opting for the 3-point shot. That's a high looper and no problem. Lumalaban dito ang Davao Red Caps. Vergara gets hounded from behind by Sarmiento. Had to give it up. Zach. Tuloy-tuloy na dito si The Latin. I think the last 5 points are because of him.
Well, I think one of the players na they know that when they need to score, they can score, and it's really just a matter of trying to, produce all around, like try to set up teammates. And for guys like Zach the Latin, medyo angat na ng konting laro at this level. That's why they have the ability to, know when to attack, when to try to set up their teammates. As you see, very animated crowd here.
Vergara to the left side. They're at the post. Gives it to Chris. Too strong on that three-pointer.
Throwing the ball away
Parang
again.
nabato ata eh, no?
Davao literally throwing the ball away.
The 4 minutes and 33 remaining here in the second quarter with the Davao City Red Cup still on top, 23-22. Vergara asks for it one more time, short on that one.
That was an open shot there for Vergara, just not being able to hit it. But the Latin with the steal.
And nabitawan ng Bauan 14U, babalik na naman sa Davao. Let's give this first to Andy.
Dikit pa rin ang laban this second quarter. Sabi nga ni Head Coach Ricky Alcantara ng Davao RA Elites, kahit pa man wala pa silang panalo this season, ang pinaka-goal naman niya rito sa Junior MPBL ay ang development at good exposure ng kanyang mga players. Nico and Coach Noy, naibahagi nga rin sa akin ni Coach Ricky kung bakit niya binuo ngayong taon ang kanyang club team na RA Elites na sumasali sa iba't ibang liga. Ito raw ay para mabigyan ng pagkakataon ang mga batang may malaking potensyal pero hindi nabibigyan ng oportunidad makasali sa mga malalaking liga. Ito rin ang dahilan kaya wala siyang player na kinuha na naglalaro sa mga malalaking universities. Dadag pa niya, hindi uso sa kanya ang pagbabangko dahil gusto niyang patas ang naibibigay na laro sa bawat player niya. Mailalabas kaya this game ng RA Elites ang magandang potensyal at performance na nakita sa kanila ni Coach Ricky. Ano sa tingin niyo, panels?
You know, I actually really like how what Coach said regarding not benching just because that's a coach, that's a player's coach. Yan,
Yeah,
that's
most
the right term I was
definitely.
looking for.
And nung bata pa kasi ako, walang mga ganyan eh. Mga ganyang basketball camp.
Ano klaseng coach yung ano mo? Did you get not actually the best of both worlds? Did you get two opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to having coaches back in your day?
Well, back in my day, there was a situation, last 2 minutes, there were 6 players who haven't played yet.
Okay.
So only 5 can come in, platoon substitution. Guess who number 6 was?
No comment, no
Let's
comment.
stop there.
Let's stop there. We please mute our microphones.
But definitely, despite the Latin trying to carry the fight here for Bauan, itong Davao has still been able to keep the lead, especially although Sarmiento missing that time, they're getting better quality of shots here for Davao. And we're just trying to get our live stats going to give you a better idea of the percentages, but I'm pretty sure itong Davao has been shooting very well from the field, especially since they're making stops and getting easy baskets in transition.
And once again, I'm not sure if I'm watching the same team, right? Itong sa Davao, hindi ako sanay na sila yung nag-a-apply ng pressure sa press. Hindi ako sanay na yung kalaban nila yung hindi alam ano gagawin sa bola. But it's just a credit to the confidence that the coaches are giving them and the trust in the system and knowing that their players will be able to get it done eventually here in the Junior MPBL.
Well, you like how the program is really geared on giving these kids the proper exposure, not trying to get kids who are playing in bigger schools. As you see a three-pointer there coming from Vasquez, who came down with a sprain earlier. And if you can see, he's already wearing an ankle support on the right ankle.
Ano yung prediction mo kanina? Second half pa babalik. Nandito na yun.
Andyan na, second
quarter lang pala.
Second quarter, but that basket for Bauan 1 from Antolin.
Jeremiah Antolin, have covered this kid before and really long player and gets a lot of blocks. I think the last game where they won, he had 4 or 5 blocks. And that was just him standing up like this.
And that's all he really needs to do, as we have a basket naman for Davao. That's Salvacion. Has really had a good first half. Even the whole team of Davao. But the action has been very fast here, especially in the second quarter, and even the scoring pace has really increased.
Corrals the board. Gives it to Vergara once more. He missed the 3, but this time it's going in.
And that's the reason, that's the reason why they're setting him up.
Oh, short air. That's an air ball. No need to apologize for that one. That's actually a good shot. It's
That
wide
was a good
open
shot.
right there.
Although I think he kind of rushed it. That's Captain Jack Manlapas for the Davao Red Cubs.
Captain Zach. The feed, the push. Here comes Davao. Oh, but the Latin was right there. Another one for Chris. That's for Zach, the Latin.
Just taking the ball away that time. And scoring on that power move. Brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, the official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL.
Ninakaw niya lang no?
Taking candy from a baby. Although malaki-laki na to, taking a cheeseburger from a teenager. Better, di ba?
Cheeseburger.
Nagkikrave lang ako no?
Mamaya, may malapit naman dyan ng mga burger
Jollibee.
places. May Jollibee, may McDo.
That's another basket coming from Salvacion.
36-31. Recovered. Second chance try. And ito yung maganda sa Bauan 14U. They get a lot of chances. But it's at least in the first half, it's a matter of converting those opportunities that they're getting.
Well, actually, in that possession twice, they passed up a shot.
It's time out on the floor with Davao up 36-31 against Bauan 14U.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang
All right, you're watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL presented by Atlantis 88. And a three by Zach the Latin.
That was drawn up in that timeout.
And what a way to, yun yung pamatay sunog shot considering that they were down by 5 prior to that one entering the hoop. And you can see here that Davao City will want to call a timeout to talk things over and maybe think of a last second play.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob.
All right, we're back here. Once again, with 3 seconds remaining, will we be able to tie it? No. Once again for Davao, but time has expired here in the first quarter. And what an incredible showing by the Davao City Red Cubs. They're currently up 36-34 up against Bauan 14U of Batangas. And checking here, the halftime score. And with that, we'll see you guys for the halftime break.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to, liga ng
Mga kaliga, live pa rin tayo dito sa Montano Hall, Cavite City para sa Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL Inaugural Season. And we have here with me Head Coach Ricky Alcantara from Davao and Assistant Coach Mark Parlahe from Bauan 14U. So, unahin ko po muna kayo, Coach. Actually, same questions lang po pala for the both of you, coaches. So, it's already a start of another school year and nabanggit nyo nga po sa akin na medyo kulang ang players dahil may mga pasok na. So, as coaches po, paano nyo po ba natutulungan ang mga batang ito na mapagsabay ng maayos ang kanilang pag-aaral at ang paglalaro ng basketball? Kayo po muna, Coach.
Well, gawa nga may klase na, ang ginagawa na lang namin, I tell to the players na hindi naka-practice na at least mag-send ng mga workout ng video nila. Yun na lang, at least just for them to stay fit sila lagi para to play do sa tournament namin.
That's good to know, Coach. Meron po ba kayong gustong pasalamatan?
Pwede mamaya na.
Ayun po. Mahaba-haba yan, Coach.
Ano ba to? RTW, 3D Asuncion, Mamuyak Family. Ayun lang, saka yung mga magulang na nanonood lahat dito. Thank you for entrusting your kids to me na i-coach sila dito. Lalo-lalo yung mga coaching staff ko na talagang walang sawang maggabay sa mga player ko. Yun lang.
Thank you so much, Coach. Kayo naman po, Coach, ano po masasabi niyo dun sa question? Yung question ko po is, as one of the coaches po, paano niyo po natutulungan ng mga batang ito na maayos na mapagsabay ang kanilang pag-aaral at ang paglalaro sa basketball?
As much as possible po, every time na may school sila, priority yung school. Students comes first before being an athlete. Pero pagka may free time sila at makaka-attend sila, that's the time na makakapag-adjust kami sa mga game plans namin. Pero whatever the game plans is, depende yun sa magiging outcome ng defense ng team. Every game, different situation. Ganun po yung adjustment namin.
I agree with that, Coach. Meron po ba kayong gustong batiyan o pasalamatan?
Yes po, may kodigo po ako. Unang-una yung ISEED po, Integrated School of Learning Education sa Indonesia. Yung ALPS, yung Johan Sports Warehouse, yung JY, Bodega Avenue, Seashore, and of course yung mayor po namin, si Mayor Ryan Dolor, and si Mayora Wenda, and of course yung family ko, Porlahe family, De Gracia family, Almasan family, Gutierrez family, and belated happy birthday sa kapatid ko si Kaisa, and advanced happy birthday sa bunso ko si Samantha Aba. Thank you.
Happy birthday po sa kanila. That's it for our halftime interview. We will be right back for more ball game updates.
liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob. MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to. Mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga, laro.
A look here at the Bauan 14U. They're currently down by 2. 36-34 is your score up against the Davao City Red Cubs. Once again, Nico Roch here, Noy Africa, and Andy Veloso as our courtside reporter.
Well, the first half for Davao shot very well from the field, 53% against just 38 for Bauan, and from the three-point area, they hit 4 out of 9 shots, so that's 44% against just 2 out of 5 for Bauan. Rebounding story though, Bauan leading 21-14, and that's I think one of the reasons why we have a closer ball game. They were able to have more attempts from the field, 34 against just 26 for Davao. But definitely the story of the first half for Bauan is Zach Dalatin with 17 points already, and you have Sarmiento, two of the players we highlighted in the pregame, just showing up in the first half. Sarmiento already with 9 points.
So a bit uncharacteristic for Bauan to be shooting 38%, considering that they've been attempting a lot of their shots inside the paint as well. Only 5 from the three-point area. So that's something that they hope to correct here in the second half in order to come back against Davao, unless Davao City Red Cubs have other plans in mind.
So despite that difference in field goal percentage, really that the volume of shots has really been on the side of Bauan. So yung makes, 13 field goal makes for Bauan, 14 for Davao, and that's why we have a close ball game right now.
Davao, they're in the paint right now. The shot right there was just too strong. You gotta commend them for what we have seen in the first half. The Latin for 3, not only a presence inside the paint, but can also stroke it from there. And once more, Jeremiah Antolin. He averages 9 points and 12 rebounds a game. And you can see here, medyo nagigising na siya. The third quarter.
Being able to use his length that time for the offensive rebound, just went straight back up, and there's really no one that he can challenge him underneath.
Up by 1 na itong Bauan with 8 minutes and 34 remaining.
So if itong Bauan, they have a couple of bean poles in Antolin and Reyes.
Rebound, medyo mahina yung pasa dun with the Latin getting that steal. Feeding it to the right side, they kick it out to RJ. Off to the right, but it lands in the hands of the Latin once more. And still, Davao not finding a solution yet to their problems in Zach.
I really like how itong si Zach Dalatin really plays very efficiently. Not much flash, but very effective.
I thought that was gonna be a block by Antolin. Angeles with an aggressive drive, but well read by the red shirts.
You wanted a block. You got a block that time coming from the small guy, Sales, for the Davao Red Cubs.
Trying to inbound the ball, Antolin kicks it out for the 3 attempt. Short. Zach once more. The tower of power para sa sa Bauan. But they were not able to convert there. Almost missing the travel. Buti nabitawan yung bola. Here they come once more.
Nevertheless, missed the shot, so it doesn't matter.
And there you go. With Bauan 14U now with a 5-point lead against the Davao City Red Cubs.
That's a finish there by Carmona. His first 2 points.
Sizing up their opponent. Sarmiento. Contested 3 with Antolin on him. Sa Ballsy move on his part.
And you like how he is able to play in the perimeter, especially on the defensive end. Itong si Antolin.
Angeles kicks it to the top of the key for a 3 by Zach, the Latin once more. And that is what? Was it 24 points already?
Yeah, probably already at 24 points.
Yeah, at that range for sure, knowing that he already made a 3-pointer and a few 2-pointers earlier in this game. We got a timeout on the floor. 44-36 is the score right now.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para
A look. Zach the Latin, who has been the main reason why Bauan 14U is now up 44-36 after being down by 2 entering this third quarter. Actually, the score was 36-34 heading into this third, but they were able to hold them scoreless.
With Zach the Latin now with a double-double with 22 points and 12 rebounds.
Scramble for the ball once again. The Latin finding Antolin, who's beneath the basket and making sure he converts there.
And definitely a good combination here on the floor for Bauan, that the Latin, Antolin.
A fearsome duo indeed. Dolor, a floater. And recovered by Davao. They haven't scored yet in this quarter, hoping to change it. Nice move by Salvacion. And he was pushed before heading out of bounds.
Well, this is going to be another test here for Davao. You know, coming off 2 lopsided losses, as you see that pass coming from the Latin, pinpoint to Antolin.
It's great recognition, right? If you're gonna be a superstar of a team, you're supposed to be well-rounded. You just can't be a scorer. He's also facilitating there. We already saw that Zach was able to get some rebounds, but a 3 though.
Coming from Salvacion, although looks like he's asking to be subbed.
Not sure kung may naramdaman ba siya after that 3-pointer, but he cannot get subbed yet considering that they have the ball. And the play is ongoing, almost resulting to a turnover. Sarmiento gives it back to Salvacion for once more. Will this be the second 3? And yes, it will be. 6-0 run, courtesy of that one guy.
Salvacion, and you can see the coaches of itong Davao Red Cubs telling him to not ask to be subbed out after hitting back-to-back threes.
Joke lang daw yung sub.
No, but they're forced to sub him out. I think he's beginning to feel some cramps here. But he was demanding that basketball that time. Knew that he was feeling it already after hitting one.
Konting ano lang, pagpag. Ooh. And that is Lance Gontinas losing control of the basketball. But just to commend Lance Gontinas, this is one of the main reasons why they were able to get the lead no first half.
Well, definitely to see Gontinas will need to step it up more in the second half. For Davao, in their first game, he had 10 points and 8 rebounds. And so far in this game,
8 and 8 na ata, or
8.
10 and 9 after that, since yung pagka-update ng ating stats. Well, I think after that, yeah, 10 and 9 siguro. Should update after the next time out. Davao gives it to the right side. It's back to the middle. Swinging the ball around. And there you go. The push shot.
coming from Ashley Sarmiento, now the first player in double digits for Davao.
What I like about Davao is how efficient they are right now. with their field goal. 16 for 33, which is good for 48%.
Well, actually, he is the second player in double digits with Salvacion already having 12 before getting subbed out.
Great move, but well read by Davao. Here they come, the fast break. And Zach didn't jump for that block. Tinaas niya lang kamay niya, put it down. Antolin.
Oh.
That huge sidestep. Yung ground na kinover niya dun.
Seems like a cheat code.
Let's give this first to Andy Veloso for her report. Andy, take it away.
Hindi nagkakalayo ang scores this third quarter. Sabi nga ni Coach Lance ng Bauan, they will improve on their press breaks and defense, lalo na at ang dami nilang turnovers sa unang quarter. Sa kabilang panig naman, box out and play smart is the main adjustment for Davao this next half. Dagdag pa ni Coach Ricky ng Davao, he really doesn't care about the result of this game because for him, there's no perfect defense, there's no perfect offense. In short, there's no perfect game, but there will always be a perfect effort from the team at iyon ang lagi niyang tinitignan sa bawat laro. Bonus na lang talaga para sa kanya ang manalo ngayon. Makukuha na kaya ng Davao ang kanilang unang panalo o ipagkakait ito sa kanila ng Bauan? Ano sa tingin nyo, Nico and Coach Noy?
Thanks for that, Andy. And ang daming quotable na
Oo, as in sobrang
dito,
dami.
na pwede mo ihang sa wall mo, no?
Naalala ko lang yung ano eh.
Yung ano?
Practice makes perfect but nobody's perfect. So why practice? Parang ganun yun eh.
Is that your motto?
No.
No. That's not your motto.
That's not my motto.
You're just sharing what you read.
Yeah, parang ano eh. Parang related eh. No? Pero pag, alam mo yung pag sinabi ng coach mo that there's no perfect game, as you see a basket here coming from Chris Delatin.
Power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness partner of the Junior MPBL. And Chris Galatin ayaw magpahuli kay Zach.
Well, yun, going back to that point na tama nga naman, realistically speaking, there's no such thing as perfect defense. There's no such thing as perfect offense. Kasi kung nangyari yun, that's siguro mga 100-0 yung score line nun. So, but again, don't listen to me. You work on your game in practice so that, you know, if you work hard in practice, the game will come easier for you.
Yeah, that's why there are some teams that love to play in game intensity pag practice para talagang ma-simulate.
Even during warm-up, some teams, you know, try to make sure you're taking action shots, you're taking game shots as opposed to those standstill jumpers that you don't get to shoot much in the game.
Here comes Davao. They are down 6. And actually, pag tinanong mo yung ibang players na, kunyari, meron sila, may sugat sa labi or may sugat sa taas ng mata nila. Saan mo nakuha yan? Game? Hindi, sa practice.
Sa practice.
Doon mo nakukuha yung iba eh.
You could just imagine how hard teams practice as you see now the twin towers for Bauan 14U on the floor. And you're surprised that Davao is still trying to look for points inside. You have Tyler Reyes and then you have Antolin.
Dinidiin na talaga nila dito that we have to prevent them from getting any second chance opportunities. Might as well put our twin towers and disrupt everything. But you can see here, Antolin proceeds to the bench to get some much needed rest.
I think they heard us and obvious daw masyado. But I still can't get over that sidestep earlier by Antolin. You know? Parang cheat code sa video game eh.
Sobrang, parang nag-teleport nga siya dun eh. Sarmiento!
Oh, what a finish.
with the defender right there to meet him.
Made the defender fly by and adjusted in mid-air.
Another steal for Davao City. And a common thing that we've been seeing with Sarmiento finishing.
I really like how itong si Ashley Sarmiento plays. He can shoot from the outside, has that mid-range jumper, and can even finish inside.
The sidestep is good. Back to a 4-point lead, 52-48. 5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Uy, nawala yung bola as he was dribbling. Bauan has a second to go. They have to hoist it up, pero hindi na aabot. But what a third quarter, right? That is a great run for Bauan. They outscored Davao 18-12 at the end of the third. But before that, the Atlantis 88 moved the game. That is Chris, the Latin.
And I think he had a similar move of the game, I think in the first or the second quarter. But really, that has been in the bag of all the players here, that 1-2.
And with that, we head to the fourth quarter with a score of 52-48.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Yeah, ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas.
We are now in the fourth quarter with a score of 52-48 with Bauan up by 4. Short on that three-pointer. Once again, Nico Rocha here, Noy Africa, Andy Veloso as your courtside reporter. First game of 3 para sa ating morning slate. Medyo late yung start natin at 9 a.m. But a 3 by Davao City cuts the lead to 1 after that.
And Ashley Sarmiento starting to hum here in the second half, and we're gonna expect a shootout here eventually between Sarmiento and Zach Dalaten, who is not yet on the floor yet.
That runner going around the ring. Salvacion for 3. And there's a push-off from the side of Davao. Bauan gets the ball back.
Oh, that's 5 fouls now on Lance Gontinas.
It's really crucial considering that he's one of their true bigs that is able to keep up with the height of Bauan.
You can see that three-pointer hit by Sarmiento. I think that's like his second already in the ball game.
No good. Naipit. Once more, Bauan dominating the boards. And through the hit, they were able to secure that basket, 54-51. And Bauan now has 43 rebounds to the 24 of Davao.
But still, itong Davao still very much in this ball game, only down by 3 points.
9 seconds to shoot with 8 minutes and 29 here in the fourth quarter. Davao to inbound. And a block there by Chris.
That's the mayor of Bauan, Batangas, the Honorable Mayor Ryan Dolor.
Boss Ryan, thank you for watching. And I hope he watches this later. It's nice to see for our local officials to be supporting their teams.
And of course, he is also supporting his
Yeah,
son
of course.
who is playing for
Of course.
Bauan. But maybe we can come and visit again, Bauan.
Sa Bauan.
Yeah, you were able to cover
Oo,
that
tayo
one?
sa Bauan
No,
doon.
I wasn't able to cover in Bauan.
Ay, wait, saan ba tayo? Saan Batangas? Batangas State.
Yeah, Batangas City.
Ah, Batangas City. So, Bauan, di pa ako nakakapunta. Anyway, Bauan Cafe Uno with the lead. Zach is back. And it's called for a jump ball. Not sure where the possession arrow is pointing, but it's going back to Davao, as mentioned by referees here.
You see itong si Zach Talatin still expressionless despite committing a turnover. And really just workman-like attitude here.
Definitely a workhorse. The drive for Davao. Once more, they get another steal. Trying to attack from 3. Hits the back rim. And Tyler Reyes almost getting that board. the smallest guy on the floor against him. What a sight to see.
Actually, I was kind of rooting for Sales there.
They always root for the underdog
Oh, yes.
to get the rebound. Davao has 10 steals to just the 9 of Bauan 14U. Same lang rin turnover sila, 22 per side.
But points of turnovers on the side of Davao, 29 to 16. And
Dami nga.
really that defense has really been the source of offense here for the Davao Red Cubs.
Tawagan doon ng 3 seconds yung ating Bauan 14U. That is why babalik ang bola sa Davao City Red Cubs, who are only staring at a 3-point deficit, only a 1-possession game. Davao kicks it to Sarmiento. Sarmiento gives it the opposite side of the court. And sayang, tawagan ang traveling dito.
It's Vasquez, that's Mikel Vasquez for the Davao Red Cubs. Well, Vasquez averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds so far. Just 3 points and a rebound in this ball game as Chris Dalatin was trying to force his way inside. But Zach will be called for the travel. Took steps after creating separation with a bump.
Hindi makalayo itong yung Bauan 14U. As much as they want to try, the Davao City Red Cubs are starving for their first win. And that's what happens if hindi pa set yung yung screen. Take a look here one more time. Gumalaw agad nga eh.
And again, since hindi tumama yung screen, that's really something that younger players need to learn. Pag di tumama, just let it go. Usually kasi hinahabol eh. Because you're supposed to hit the defender.
Some would do hip extension, di ba?
Yeah.
Something you see in the pros. Oh!
It's good.
Vasquez! Losing that basketball. And again, parang napako tayo at 54-51, no?
But that time you like how Antolin plays defense. You know, you play defense like a big man should. Just put your hands up.
And very disciplined. What we like to see from Antolin. That's the reason why he got 4 or 5 blocks last game. The kick to the top of the key. Opts for the runner. Using the bank. Antolin's long hands, not enough to get the board.
Too
Davao
tight.
Sun, and this time, masyado namang malakas. No team able to score in the past few minutes, Noy.
Too tight of a passing lane that time for Vasquez trying to find Sarmiento. And we're seeing a lot of missed shots and turnovers on both sides. And this has gone on for like, what, 2 to 3 minutes?
The Latin. And even Zach is having a hard time to score inside the paint, but not anymore. Power move brought to you by Pound for Pound Fitness, official fitness part of the Junior MPBL. And still, no expression from his face. Very kawaii-like itong si Zach the Latin. Another day, another bucket.
And if you thought he was trying to flex there, I think he was just checking if there was a scratch.
Kung may scratch. 27
Pero kung tayo yun, kung maka-flex tayo, no?
Tataas ko pa yung jersey ko. Parang, 3. Tapos total points, 3. Yun lang.
So the Latin now with 27 points.
And 16.
17, I think that's already 18 rebounds. But Sarmiento hitting another 3-pointer. That's 3-pointer number 4.
It's a lot of threes. Lefty layup. Too strong. And Antolin is just right there, being at the right place at the right time. Di pa siya nakakababa eh. Good thing his teammates were able to get that board and find him immediately, who's wide open on the other end.
Once again, that was Zach De Latin setting up Antolin. Oh, a three-pointer despite the outstretched arms of Antolin. And when we talk about outstretched arms, definitely medyo understatement yun when you talk about Antolin.
Walang takot talaga to si Sarmiento when it comes to hoisting up those shots. It doesn't matter who's in front of him. They get another steal. Davao City have the momentum right now, but they were able to get a stop here. Talking about Bauan 14U. A run of their own, and it looks like he lifted that ball.
Good ball pressure there by, I believe that was Sales.
59, 57 right now. Take a look here one more time at the swish.
And he actually looked at Antolin right after, and I think he earned that one. But itong si Salvacion, I think, was trying to get subbed out once more, but the coaches here of Davao did not allow it because they need him on the floor definitely.
Sabi nila, we do not agree. But Zach De Latin gets the steal. Finds his teammate, wanting to give it back to Zach, but Zach said, pwede mo na itira yun. Considering that the defender was on Zach.
Yeah, I think he was trying to really go for the offensive rebound in case Carmona missed.
Gives it to Chris. Chris is wide open for three. That's a bad idea. If you're Davao, you don't want to leave him wide open.
I thought you were gonna say that's a bad idea
No,
for Chris.
grabe naman. No.
You're so very critical.
You're so pessimistic. No, it's a bad idea for Davao to leave a guy like him wide open, who's talented from outside the paint. Off to the right with Angeles controlling the boards. Zach, the bump and the finish. Well, he didn't make the finish, but he will head to the line for two shots.
Well, you really like how De Latin knows when he can attack. I was actually talking about Zach, but on the replay, that's Chris De Latin with 13 points now.
Zach De Latin, a monster right now in this game. 27 points, 18 rebounds, 4 assists, a block, and 6 steals. Let's not forget the 6 steals by Zach.
And really just has been a game changer, especially since joining this Bauan 14U 14 and under squad.
And that is Antolin. No one able to get that ball whenever he raises it up.
And you like how he just put the ball on top of everybody while he was trying to gain his bearings.
Zach De Latin. I thought it was going to be a dunk with the way he was trying to gather power from that liftoff. But after that layup, it's now a 10-point lead for Bauan 14U, their biggest here in this game.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng
That is the official ball of the Junior MPBL at Inaugural. And we would like to thank our other sponsors, Viver Hotel and Resorts, Auto Asia, of course, Inaugural, yung nakakita nyo, and of course, Atlantis 88, the main presenter for Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
And on your screen, the guy who has really been the difference here, Zach De Latin. already with 30 points. You got 18 rebounds. You got 4 assists. You got 7 steals and 1 block.
It's a game changer right there. Change the complexity of this game. It looks like Davao City Red Cubs were trying to take back the lead. But Zach Dalaten, as usual, happened for Bauan 14U. Antolin disrupting that shot, and you can see here Zach trying to go down, but Davao swarmed him. They opt for the 3, hits front rim, and Josh gets the board. So that is Jeremiah Antolin. Securing the basketball. It's a foul on Bauan 14U.
And that's only their first team foul. And you like how they made this run without committing fouls. While itong Davao already with 4 team fouls.
Just want to take a look here at their box stats. Jeremiah Antolin has no blocks, but you can say that he disrupted a lot of those shots. Stats we don't see on the scoreboard.
Well, that's actually an interesting stat to keep track of yung shots altered. And with guys like, Antolin, and then you have Reyes.
May ganun ba tayo dito sa wala tayong shots altered na
I think that will take a special kind of, a specific guy just monitoring that. And I think some of the other teams, especially in the pros, take note of that. Keep
Shots
track
altered.
of that, yeah.
Kasi that should be a stat. Well, kahit not official, but something that to note in terms of your internal scouting department, right?
Yeah, that's right. The defensive effectivity of especially your bigs.
Deflections nga rin pwede. Dalaten, that is Chris. Tawagan siya ng traveling.
But right now, that 10-point lead looks good with 1 minute and 16. Well, still, even if Davao ends up losing this game, still a very good performance for them, especially since they've been losing big so far in their first 2 games. Now it's a lot closer. They know that they are able to compete with the other teams here in the junior MPBL, as you see Salvacion fall to the floor after that foul.
He got hit as he was about to drive to the lane. Nahulog siya, and that's why he's now on the free throw line. Shoot 2 free throws. Only down by 9 at the minute and 8. Mathematically, it's incredibly hard to catch up from that point, but let's see. No good. Secured by Davao. You get a chance once more. Sarmiento kicks it to the left side. Antolin was right there to disrupt the shot, even though he didn't get the rebound. Look at Antolin just being a pest down there. Drive, and that should be the nail in the coffin for Bauan 14U.
You like how itong si Antolin, despite him being forced to play defense in the perimeter, still able to contest shots without fouling. And that's even a skill that other wing guys do not have, and you already have that with a kid with this length, with this height, being able to keep up with defenders in the perimeter.
We got a timeout here by the Davao City Red Cubs as they talk one more time and try to cut down this lead.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo. Ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para
A look here at the Davao City Red Cubs, who gave Bauan 14U a fight that they will not forget here.
Well, definitely. I think I wouldn't really blame Bauan for underestimating the Davao Red Cubs here, because I think pretty much everybody expected this to have been a blowout, but Davao Red Cubs showing that they have already improved, and despite having players coming from different schools, not coming from the bigger schools here in Metro Manila, and of course their homegrown players in Davao, that competitiveness, that competitive fire is still there with the Davao Red Cubs. As you can see there, Sales even trying to take on the whole squad there of Bauan, and they will get another opportunity here to at least make the score a little more respectable. They're down by 11 right now.
A 3 hits front rim. They got 5 seconds to go before the end of this game, and there will be 2 free throws that will be awarded to the Davao City Red Cubs. That is number 6, Christian Sales. And despite being the smallest guy on the floor, Sales has 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. Almost a near triple-double for Christian.
And that's actually very quiet, the very quiet nature, because until you try and check the stats,
Magugulat ka na lang.
Magugulat ka na lang with the contributions here from Sales.
Unlike kay Scotty Thompson, you hear the triple-double, ramdam na ramdam, because of the way he gets his rebounds. So I think Sales just being at the right place at the right time. Wala siyang snatch rebound or anything. It's just a all-around good player for the Davao City Red Cubs.
So you like how itong Davao City Red Cubs still fouling here. Defense never stops for Davao, and this is still, showing some good habits here despite the game already pretty much over. Still trying to play defense.
First shot is good. Back to a 10-point lead. Let's see if we can make it 11.
And this is actually another Dolor.
Lord Christian Dolor.
So I'm guessing we got 2 brothers playing for
Not sure
Bauan.
kung brothers or magpinsan. Kasi, di ba, same thing with the Latin. Initially, I thought brothers, but magpinsan nga pala. So, but again, congratulations to the Bauan Cafe Uno, who won against the feisty Davao City Red Cubs 70-60. A look here, the Atlantis 88 move of the game. Would you agree, Coach Noy?
That's 3 moves of the game there. Atlantis 88 move of the game. All of them coming from the sidestep for Chris Delatin. And just to make the Delatin celebration full, I think there's no surprise here who the best player of the game will be.
And with that, Noy, habang hinihintay nga natin yung pag-announce kay... here we go. Now that's officially here. Let's give this to Andy Veloso to interview the Atlantis 88 player of the game.
Mga kaligaw, we have here the Atlantis 88 best player of the game, Zach Dalaten from the 14 under Bauan Cafe Uno, finishing with 30 points, 21 rebounds, and 4 assists. Grabe, Zach, ang yung pinakitang laro ngayon, lamang kayo, nilamangan kayo, pero sa huli, kayo pa rin ang nanalo at lumamang. So paano nyo ba na-overcame ang challenge na binigay nitong Davao?
Syempre po yung yung pagsunod po sa coach, and yung tamang pag-execute po ng play namin, and tulungan po sa amin yung teamwork po namin.
Kitang-kita naman yung teamwork sa loob ng court kanina. So meron ka bang gustong pasalamatan, Zach?
Nagpapasalamat lang po ako sa teammates namin dahil nakipagtulungan sila sa amin, and kala Mayor Ryan Dolor and kay Mayora po. And sa family ko po. At saka kala Coach Lance, Coach Henry, Coach Mark, kay Coach Al. Ayun po.
Thank you so much, Zach, and congratulations for the team. Again, our Atlantis 88 best player of the game, Zach Dalaten from the 14 under Bauan Cafe Uno. Back to the panel.
Thanks for that, Andy. And let's not forget to mention here. This needs to be said on TV is that si Zach Dalaten also had 7 steals on top of the stats that you guys saw a while ago. So incredible effort for him. Incredible two-way force Kaya nanalo dito ang Bauan 14U over Davao City Red Caps.
As if 30 and 20 game is not enough. He needed to add those 7 steals.
Yeah, that concludes now our first game in the 49th division with Bauan winning 70-60 against the Davao Red Caps. It's only the first game of our 6-game slate today. We have 5 action-filled games to go. Our next game will be the 16 and under division matchup between the two cities. On behalf of Coach Noy Africa and Andy Veloso, this is Nico Rocha for the Atlantis 88 Manny Pacquiao Jr. MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.